All right, guys. Another Core Guardian game here. I think we could have better games, honestly, but it's a newish build for the series, so I'm hoping just the build itself will carry the entertainment value. We're looking at Raid on the Capricorn here. Sorry, Revenge on the Capricorn. And this is going to be a game with a really messy opening mid, but people seem to be paying at least somewhat attention, so we'll see how it goes. We're opening up on mid here, and we're looking to see who our target's going to be. And immediately I see that they have a Reaper over there. Running Plague Signet as well, which is an interesting choice since they don't get any, condition damage value off of the flip. But anyway, this is a Reaper, and we're also going to find very soon that this is a Blood Reaper running even the Well of Blood heals. So massive res potential. I think they have a formal support in the way of this Firebrand here as well. So it's going to be really tricky. What I want to do is just suddenly eliminate this very, very quickly. So I throw the target up, and I pop my Focus 5 straight away. So the idea of this, I never mentioned it on yesterday's Game of the Day. It's obviously 5 blocks for you, but if those blocks aren't utilized, it explodes doing damage. And against a light armor character, that can be as much as like 8,000 damage, pre-might. So it's really good. And what you want to do is use that, then swap to your hammer and go for the burst so it all lands at once. The thing is with it, though, any player halfway decent will see the active effect or the animation visually. They won't be able to in this situation because of the pots. But they'll see that, and they'll just kind of know to dodge right as it expires. And it always makes me smile when I see someone else is actually intelligent enough to do that. That's the trade-off. A bigger burst, but a more transparent one if you choose. Also, you can actually use this for the block value after your burst. When I burst here, I'm going to be right in enemy territory. It's nice to be able to weapon swap and then press, Focus 5, which is what I was talking about yesterday. So anyway, I go for it, and right as it's about to expire here, which is in about a second, you can see I'm already precasting the Mighty Blow. I think I actually did it slightly late there, maybe, but it's evaded nonetheless, because, in fact, I was a little bit late and the dodge was a little bit late. So, if I'd been a bit earlier, this could have been the dream. But so, a perfect dodge there, and I do 0 damage. Compare that to yesterday's video, where you saw us global a guy. Anyway, so, because he's double dodged back, I know he can't do anything else. So, I use the 3, which is ranged, and get the Immob and the Glacial Heart procs. That's not guaranteed. And then what I could do is go sword and go really aggressive, but I don't like the idea of being hit too hard by the team. So I pull back and let it heal and whatnot. And so here we see it's wells, and it's the blood well trait and everything. This is actually, if it's Blighter's Boon, that's the build I adored before Quickness came in. So anyway, we got a Mirage here who I think might be about to retarget me. So a Ring of Warding. The Ring of Warding would have also allowed my ally to walk into it and be safe from the Mirage, which would have been really nice. Reaper instead my Reaper chooses to go on the nodes, where they do get a bit more AoE value from Shrouds, so maybe it's okay. Anyway, now the enemy Reaper comes in, and I re-engage as fast as possible, but it's too late. This is a stealth double res Bloodwell res. So our team did score a kill, which is nice, but 2 kills happened at once. They went down and insta-resed it. We went down and can't res it. So you see here, and I know I'm going to get blown up if I stand there too much. It's not a possible res there. The Mirage, so now I see that this guy's low when I turn my camera around, and what I just did was I popped both of my virtues on him to give him Aegis, Condi Cleanse, stuff like that. What I also want to do is drop a Ring of Warding, but I'm on cooldown, which is why I swapped to Hammer here. I wanted the Ring of Warding. That's another thing that I really like about Hammer that I don't think Greatsword quite has an equivalent. It obviously does have a pull, but I think it's less on-demand useful when peeling for your allies. On a Hammer, you can drop the Ring of Warding and, they'll be pretty safe. The Greatsword is a little bit more fiddly, I think, in terms of that attribute. Anyway, so I like the Hollow because they kind of... The Hollow seems to have recognized that I supported them a little bit. And they're pushing in, and we're kind of in a 2v2 here. We're sort of waiting on our respawns, and we kind of want mids, but it's a bit scary. I go for my burst right as he does a big block, so then that's lost. He pulls... the Hollow is keeping the range of me to an extent here. We're 3v2. I don't really like this. He's going forward, so I could sort of have to go forward to help him with the Mirage. We might get a kill. Then right as I'm going to burst the Mirage, they stealth. and I blow Judge's Intervention with 0 target, which is horrible, and now he's over here. So you'll actually notice I've been very low pressure here. So I'm just trying to cleave clones, deny some shatter value in a second. I know that the actual Mesmer's all the way back there. But, with this Reaper here, supported formally like that, it's not good. Okay, so they don't have a Firebrand, right? It's an enemy core guard. But still, even as a 3v3, I don't really think this is very good, let alone with me and the Hollow low at the start of it. Hollow's starting to re-engage. It's a DH they've got, sorry. It's Dragon Hunter. I need to learn a little bit better what Dragon Hunter does compared with Core. And I think we're very close here, but I go down. The res was a very real potential res here because of the ring. But this guy clearly still has stab. Or maybe he doesn't because he gets knocked over. Anyway, the Hollow is like... And so, there you go. That's mid over. It was a pretty bad mid for me. There were a lot of places where I could have really swung it. You see, I've only got 42,000 damage. That's like enough damage for a kill on someone. One. And we know that a lot of that damage was thrown on clones. Actually, does that actually tally? It might not tally if you're hitting AI. But anyway, it wasn't good. And if I'd played a little bit differently... maybe got on that original kill we had. I think it could have been different. I do think I was all right in terms of peeling out. I basically played 2 mid-fights there, back-to-back, with the Hollow, with the only 2 that managed to kite. It's just we never broke up and got the full regroup. Anyway, so choosing to come back to mid here. This was interesting because this guy dodged before. I guess I wanted to see if they would again. So I just hammer Mighty Blow blatantly in front of them when I get to about the 1200 range threshold. And what I'm hoping is that they'll dodge it, and I'll be like, haha. Unfortunately, they don't, and it always feels really punishing. I mean, this is pretty good on Hammer because the cooldown is so low. But I always hate that. I hate when they're not... You think that they're going to be smart, and then they're not. Because now, I've sort of ruined it for myself. I know that if I had just gone monkey mode and charged in, I could have done a lot of damage. And that's kind of lame. But this 2v2 I'm alright with, I think. Here also, I moved slightly into axe range, and I'm given a bit of life force, which I don't like. This guy stealthed and gave me quickness, which is very cool. And I'm just waiting now for him to go in. So what I'm doing now is I did the fake out, and I never baited a dodge. So now I'm grumpy about it, and I want a dodge. So all I'm watching for right now is for the Reaper to dodge, and then I will burst. But we're only going to do it... So there's the dodge, and so now we go in with the Hollow, and he gets chunked down, which is really good as well. We're going to do a lot of gameplay here, waiting for the Reaper to leave Shroud. In some ways, Reaper really kind of counters this, I think, in terms if you're caught close to it because of all the corrupt and stuff. But in other ways, this really is awesome for fighting Reapers and really, really fun. So here's something quite funny. Hold on, I have to rewind. Did the Hollow just go through the portal when he was trying to res? Is that our portal? It is, right? Because they've got Thief. So watch the Hollow. He's going to go for the res, but we have a portal here. So, yeah. This is our portal. Basically, our guy died on far, right? And he's ported over. And he's ported into a hot mid. So both the Hollow and I are going to go for this res. We just got this kill. Sorry, I never even talked about this, but we just got this kill. And we're going to res, but he goes for it. He definitely accidentally ported there. I wait for the revive thing to come up and actually click. And now it's basically a res race. So depending on... In a 2v2, right? So it's a beautiful mirror here. Look at that. Our half, their half. Now, depending on what this guy does, will change what I do. If he steals to me for the CC, which he can rightly do, even if I had stab, he could do, I will swap to cleave. If he just goes for pure res, I'm going to race him because my guy's slightly higher health, and then I'm going to burst the body afterwards. So we go for the resing, and I was quicker to mine. So resing, and now what the game plan is the second this hits max, I'm going to use my Mighty Blow over there on that. And we get it, and what's really nice as well is every time we res, we get F3 back, which means we can now cleave this with stab, which would prevent his downstate too. The enemy Guardian must have already popped it, right? Because otherwise that was crazy to let me do that. Here I would banish this guy off, but obviously we've just swapped a sword. And the Thief's run away. I got a Mirage on me, but it's fine. So the stab from the res, refreshing this, we can use for the stomp, which is obviously an option. Mirage can't stop that. Reaper came in, so I immediately renewed focus and bail out. chaining blocks. I'm running far away towards my spawn, but nobody's respawning, so it's not going to help me. I'm just going to get chased the whole way. The only way to save myself here is to create a gap. So walk away from the node, knowing one of them will stay to cap it. Port to them when they're not really suspecting it. Run back in the other direction. Here's the Reaper. Right as he uses 5. I could have stopped that with a shelter anyway. Bit of a random dodge there. So now the Mirage is on me. And we're going to use our Ring of Warding to keep him away. So we block while he's doing his first burst. Do you see earlier, by the way, after I judges, this entire period that I was walking here, I could have healed, and I didn't. Saving that till now, where we get like 100 blocks, is probably more important. I also should have waited just a little bit longer with that Contemplation of Purity, but hey, whatever. So Ring of Warding towards my ally. I don't know if he's still stealth near me, so I just take a hammer blow. Turns out he was near me, but he'd gone in the other direction slightly. And now we can just quickly kill this Reaper. It's not that important I stay. I take the ranged focus 4. Port through. Now, this might have been a situation, I don't know, I wasn't watching on the post-commentary. It could have been a situation where I was waiting for him to leave Shroud and then just jumping in. We'll have a more explicit one in a second. I know that I'm the target because I'm super low, so I obstruct the fear and stuff with the boxes, but a thief jumps in on me. This should be fine nonetheless, because I should be able to deny the thief's stomp if that's what he's going for. He does Dagger Storm, which is really good. Dagger Storm is like such a powerful thing. It's like a third thing on top of everything else that thieves have now. That's like a life save or a cleave possibility and stuff. Anyway, then he's still hanging around, so we burst him, and that one was pretty good. Stick around for the third auto, just to get the symbol on them and finish them off. And now this is looking good for our team for the first time. They're starting to lose it a bit. Mirage goes down. Doesn't get through his own portal. Now, I know we're zerging pretty hard here. If you look at the minimap, we're all pushing, and there's no need. One of us needs to stay back. A Necro just ran past me. I was okay being here as long as the Necro was watching this respawn route, but the Necro's just zerged off. So the second he walks past me, that just triggers something in my brain to turn around, and it's a good thing I do because, I mean, I can't believe that guy did that on my team that wandered past, because you blatantly see them coming. Look, so I'm going to do the fight with the Spellbreaker, then I realize I'm 2v1. I can outrange the axe, generally. We take our heal and give a bit of retaliation to ourselves, just to pressure it. He spammed all of his wells and capped out on his protection uptime, so we can just wait for that now. Thief comes in, and I can just pressure that. Just being patient here, that's all it really is. Waiting for my team to stop zerging as much as they are. We're actually getting decapped everywhere now. We're losing it even on far. Who on the enemy side is doing that, I wonder? Anyway, so here he's in Shroud, right? And we've been waiting to burst him because I got Judges up, I got Hammer 2 up. But he's in Shroud, so we want him to leave that, then you go on the aggressive. And what we have to do then is we get about 9 seconds to score the kill. If we don't in 9 seconds, you have to bugger off really fast because they'll go back into Shroud, they'll corrupt your stuff with the Spiteful Spirit proc, and they will do a lot of damage. So, you know, and potentially hook you in and rein you in. So he's got 84% health, as Ark is telling me there. So let's see how we go. So he leaves Shroud. We go for a burst. That's good. We dodge his elite, which I was trying to use the 2 back-to-back, but it didn't really do anything. He evades the immob, and he's outnumbered anyway. So, yeah, that's fine. Now we can look at far again. There's 2 players there, though. I don't know if my allies are going to push. So I come back just very slightly. I start watching the respawns again because I don't want to get decapped in mid. Now they've swung around, so I look for it. So this is a plus on my end. I'm turning a 2v2 into a 3v2. This guy goes down, so I go very quickly on the res. We're usually stable enough to pull these off as well. The res refreshed my F3. We can pressure the thief. And he dies. Beautiful here as well. So he cast his Infiltrator's arrow and died right after casting it, which meant he ported himself 900 range off of the node, so I can now leave the body. Even in his down state, he can't close that gap again. Mirage just stealthed, and I've just been welled by the Necro. So it's pretty bad. The Necro is going to go for this res over on this. I was blind during... Oh, maybe it just ran out in time. But I know I can't deal with that now. I'm not going to be able to stop that blood res. So I come back up here. And it's a good thing I do, to be honest, because I get hit really hard with those axe attacks and whatnot. one of them is going to be forced to stay. So now, personally, I think that what I do now wins the game for my team. That's a slight spoiler, I guess, that we're going to win. But this has been a bit of back and forth, right? We're even losing right now. But I think that this play on the roads here, not that there was anything particularly skillful from me, but just the stars aligned in such a way that we're going to win this. So I have 2 players here. I just jumped the Thief, and I think the enemy Mirage just ported through. And I've just crit him for 7k, okay? As you can see here. So he's down. So that's really nice. I Ring of Warding over the body. If I'm lucky, the RNG's put him into it. I'm unlucky there. It's gone over in that direction. So we just cleave this down. And we get basically a free Mirage kill here first. Right? Oh, maybe this isn't the moment. We'll have a pivotal thing in a second as well. Hollow did well against the Reaper there, which I was very happy to see. And we're going to secure Bell with that. The 1v1 on close is still ongoing. Here I get the Thief, I guess. I burst him. The DH is going in for a res. And abandons it, rightfully so. I didn't give myself retaliation there. I can be doing that a lot better. This guy was safe in his bubble. I don't actually like that trait at all, but he was safe while I was sword 3ing in it. Because they actually count as projectiles. But then he walked back towards me, so I got another tick of damage. And he went down to the burn from the F1 as well, which is 3 burn, by the way. It's reasonable. So the Hollow is going to have respawns coming towards him. And it's the Mirage that we'd killed a second ago. So if the Mirage tried to kite off in this direction, I was ready to cut him off. I know the Hollow's not going to die instantly. He overcharged shots, so I just burst where he was. I don't know whether I got the Mirage. We see a shatter. I think I did, actually, because look how low he is. Okay, this might be the moment. So we're fighting. I knew that there was a moment where I was fighting the Mirage here. So we Ring of Warding, and that's going to mess up his clones and him too. He CC'd himself there. So then he jaunted, or was that a blink? That might have been a blink, and it's a terrible blink if it was. Stay in the ward. The other thing with the ward is if I use Hammer 2, it's a blast in the light field, which is more cleanse, which is also really good against these builds. So this guy just gave himself the Mirage Mirror. Is that what it's called? So we know we can hit him. I try and land in a mob. So this was really, really, really nice. Let me rewind that slightly. So I've got so he's here. Someone behind me is attacking me that I haven't assessed just yet. So if you watch, here goes a warrior, right? So the warrior is doing something with sword. Now this guy uses Axe 3, I think that is. He's on his Axe Torch because he's just summoned his mage. So I dodge the Axe 3 and the warrior's thing and the mage at once, turn around and do my smite condition and burst and stuff. It was really, really, really nice hit there. And this is the Mirage's health now. And this is the warrior. So I actually, and now he's trying to kite out. I use the focus 4 and get the kill. Sword 2 over it to start cleaving the body. Warrior's resustained very well. I give myself stab and retail and stuff for extra pressure. The warrior eats a ton of damage there. He blocks one of my hammer blows. But then we go renewed focus, and I didn't have any condies on me there, but I knew that smite condition can do damage, so I just press smite condition. I get a 2k crit there. So we win this 2v1 on the roads, and what I do is I finish the Mirage off. That hammer mighty blow there was supposed to be for the Mirage, and I just leave the warrior, and now we can go over to the Reaper over here as well. But leaving that warrior there and winning that 2v1, close is now dealt with, mid is now dealt with. Unfortunately, we lost over here, the Hollow v Reaper, but that's fine. So we're waiting for judges to come back up. He's about to leave Shroud. We could watch for a dodge if we want one. We don't. We get a good bit of pressure here. Then I realize he's on GS, and that field's just going to expand and expand and expand, and I'm pretty scared of it. He's also had his regular heal, so he's up to a lot of health. I'm not going to kill that before Shroud comes back, so I just drop back over. Because, you know, with this 2v1 in the bag, we've just secured mid. With the rest of the map, sorry. So I can just come here and watch for my allies to come in. Once again, they're not watching mid. I guess I don't even this time. We do have the Hollow. I can't honestly say I remember that going through my mind. Oh, no, look, we do turn around here. Like, this is, what, 3 times we've watched this guy do this now? He Spectral Grasps him off, which does hold the node, so yay for that. And a nasty strike here on the Mirage. There's no point chasing it. Quickly retarget. Reaper comes in again. Firebrand as well. This guy's dead. I don't really like the look of this in post-commentary. But the Hollow's playing very aggressively, which is nice because I can play really aggressively too, and we can score these kills. So we get this. I could banish that off now, but there's no point. I'm going to take stability, stomp. And with that also, the stab goes on our friend, obviously, and we win that. I think what happened to the Mirage that was with us? What, they just went to... I mean, the Mirage abandoning that fight was really bad. But now that we've got the third bell in the row, that was 75 points straight away. And, yeah, those 2 bells back-to-back, pretty devastating. I stay here and the Hollow runs away. I'm going to be 2v1, so it's pretty bad. So I just put blocks up and the ring. I notice he disappears, and I anticipate that he's going to jump in right here, so I just burst blindly. And we do actually hit him. But I've got the Reaper there as well. As soon as the Reaper unleashes his greatswords, I'm using my shield, shelter. And this is the only thing we need to win the game, by the way, because we're so high points. But I can't, I can't stand on that. Not versus a well of corrupt. What's the well that Condi flips? Because Boone flips. Because I always mess up the name. If you guys hear me talking about the Necro Wells a lot, it's not the flat damage one that I'm often trying to talk about. It's the Condi reversal one. I think I mess up their names. Isn't suffering the straight damage and corruption is the corrupting one, right? It is that way, isn't it? Anyway, an Aegis proc from this Chaos Storm allows the Reaper to not be focus forward by me. At least I think so, anyway. I think I've sometimes cast that focus ability and it still lands anyway, even though the initial impact is blocked, which is total bullshit, by the way, if that is the way it works. Anyway, the guy goes down. We jump the body. And that was the Hollow there, managing to get a lot of good pressure out on that Reaper. Really just rampaging through the map, to be honest, and I get to assist just a little bit. And then 3 of us against this one full... Oh, yeah, we got this as well. How did this die? Let's rewind. So he's alive. I don't know how that Mirage died. What kills that Mirage? I'm trying to cast so we reround a lot here. Let's see. We kill this. That's fine. Mirage is here. And on reasonable health. Now he's here and evading. I get a bit of Sword 3. And I tether him with a Focus 4. So he's stealth, but we are doing Focus 4 damage. This is a Photon Wave, which would knock him down, but not do much damage. Here, there's some static discharges and stuff coming out. Is there a chance that those bounced from the clone and stuff? Oh, did we just proc Glacial Heart here? No, because we're not on Hammer. I don't know what procced this. Who's our other ally? Warrior. Why do I see like a Glacial Heart animation? Anyway, and he just double ports in panic and he's dead over there somehow. I don't know. I don't know what killed him there. I'm not sure what animation it is. Maybe my warrior's got some... Maybe he's on axe or something and he got a nasty eviscerate in the stealth and I'm not seeing it on the post commentary. Anyway, the reason I'm tunnel visioning this body is because it gives us points. And I'm pretty confident we can win just from killing them. Plus, it's a warrior. If I stand next to it, he's going to full counter in my heal or something and it's just going to be the worst thing in the world. Reaper's on me, so I start cutting away. Block 5 times, go invuln. He's going to start blood resing, so we just lay the smackdown. And with that, that last kill, that'll be mid-capped for us, and that's the win of the game. So there you go, Revenge of the Capricorn. A little bit more core guard. It was a pretty good game up until, about 2/3 of the way through, and I don't think the team quite managed to recover. Yeah, fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you for another one tomorrow.